Hi, friends. What do you want to tell him?
I have Spider-Man on my shirt.
He has Spider-Man on his shirt. You want to show him? Spider-Man. How old are you now?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. How old are you?
I don't know.
3. Tell everybody I'm 3.
I'm free.
He's 3. He's getting big. Hello, welcome back. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about a new Bible study technique that I've been doing for about a week, and I really like it. It's not my idea. I don't remember who I got it from. I think I probably heard it on a podcast or read it in a blog somewhere. But basically, it is copying scripture. So instead of reading through scripture and highlighting it in my Bible, like I've done before, like the highlight and written notes in my Bible, actually copying it word for word in a journal. And so, hi! And so I thought about doing this for a couple of weeks, and then when I finally got on board, I'm like, all right, what book do I want to do? And I kept going back to Isaiah because this year, as I've sent scripture to people, and my memory verse for this year is from Isaiah, and a verse that I picked for my daughter this year is from Isaiah. So it's just been a lot of Isaiah scriptures this year. But I really didn't want to do Isaiah because it's long. How many chapters are in Isaiah? Like a million. A lot. At least 40. Oh, 60. There are 66 chapters in Isaiah. And I was like, that's way too many. So I tried to do a different book. I'm like, I could do Matthew. I could do one of the Gospels. I could pick a really short one. I could do the Proverbs. But I just kept going back to Isaiah, and I felt like I needed to do Isaiah. So a couple years ago, when he was a little thing, I actually worked through Isaiah a chapter at a time. I did one chapter a day-ish. I mean, it wasn't every day, but I would just go through that, and then I would write in a journal the scripture verse from that chapter that I liked the most, that stuck out to me, kind of what the chapter was about, and then what I learned from the chapter, and then what I can put into action from the chapter. So I have a journal floating around with that in it from Isaiah. So now I'm going through Isaiah again, but this time I'm copying it word for word. And you went down? Okay. And I started by just copying it and not doing any notes. And then I thought, no, I'll write notes. So on this page, I copied some. And then right here is a note of something that I learned from the previous scripture. And what I like about this is, I've already gone through Isaiah. I don't think this is how I would go through it if I hadn't already read it and kind of studied it a little bit. I don't think it could be bad, but I like that I've kind of already got that base knowledge. So I'm going through it again. So I like when you're writing something word for word, it takes much, much longer than just reading through it. I've been doing this for a little over a week now, and I'm not even through the first chapter in Isaiah, just because, well, I'm almost there. It just takes longer. And then as you're taking longer to go through each sentence because you're physically writing it down, I don't know, I feel like your brain just kind of has a little bit more time to think about the words that you're writing, what they kind of mean. I don't know, there's a lot more pondering going on as I'm physically writing down the words instead of just reading them. And so I like that part about it. And then I also like that this is how it started me thinking about people who would translate the Bible way back in the day before the printing press. I think the printing press came around in the 1400s, or maybe the 1500s. But before that, everything was copied by hand. And I kind of like that. I thought, I think it was the monks who took it upon themselves to make lots of copies. And I just think, I wonder if they were struck by copying the same scriptures over and over and over, did they learn different things? Did something stick out to them one year that didn't stick out to them the other year? And like just to immerse yourself in just writing scripture out over and over and over. It just, I wonder if they were just kind of filled a little bit more because they were physically writing it down. For me, back when I was in school, I took notes, I highlighted things, I put things in color, I wrote, information in this color and different information in a different color, and I just was a writer. I liked to have things on paper and copy it. I remembered it better if I physically wrote it out. And so this kind of thing really kind of fits my style. So I'm really excited to go through it. I do think all 60 chapters of Isaiah may take a million years, but that's okay. I'm going to try and stick with it as much as possible. Like I said, that for a couple years I've done it where like I read a chapter, I write out the verse that stuck out to me, what I learned from the chapter, and then what I was going to put into action from learning whatever it was. I did that for several years, and so I kind of am excited to switch it up and have this whole journal. And so I thought, the other thing is that as I'm going through it, like you can see on the first thing of Isaiah, I've gone through it a couple of times and I've written different things, but other things are sticking out to me now that I think I just kind of brushed over before, and so I'm highlighting them in here too. Like at first I wanted this to just be the book of Isaiah, and then I thought, well, if I'm learning stuff, I should write it down so that I can go back and see. So you can see, like in the first part, I didn't do many notes, and then on the second page, I started writing like notes in paragraph, and then by the time I've gotten over here, I'm now highlighting, and so it's going to be a work in progress to see kind of how it evolves, but I do kind of like this idea of highlighting and writing my notes down. If there's something really important that has kind of stuck out to me, I do go back and highlight and put it in my Bible as well. I like having notes in the margins of my Bible because then when I'm flipping through it, it gives me a place to stop. Like, okay, I've already read this. What did I learn from that sometime? So I also heard somewhere that you should date your notes like with the year, because then you'll go back another year and read it, and it'll be interesting to see like, oh, that was the year that I was going through a messy marriage, or that was the year we had a miscarriage, or that was the year we had to move, like interesting to see like what sticks out to you through what is going on with your life. This Bible is actually my very first Bible that I bought after I became a Christian, and so it's probably 13 years old now, and it's got a lot of notes in it. I mean, it's really, looking back, it's funny, like in Genesis, where it says, then God said, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. And I circled our, and I wrote our question mark, who is us? I didn't understand what that meant, like, as a brand new Christian. So it's kind of cool to be able to go back and see, like, how you've evolved in the last decade of your understanding of what things are. So, I don't know, that's my thing. I've moved from solely writing in my, like, margin of my Bible to physically writing out the scripture and putting in notes.
Can I also send 11 notes?
No, we're getting ready to go to IKEA.
I don't want to.
Sorry, Charlie. And so I'll double back maybe like in 5 years and let you know that I've gotten it finished and let you see what it looks like. But I'm really excited about it. It's really cool. And, like I said, when you have to like slow down and physically write stuff out, I think it like kind of soaks into your soul a little bit more, and you have more time to think about, like what is actually being said. It's less like the world we live in now. Like, we live in this fast pace, like, just scroll through your news feed, like, read an article and then it's gone and then you never think about it again. And, like, all this information is being, like, thrown at you constantly because you're scrolling through Facebook, and then you're on Instagram, and then you're looking at Twitter, and then the kids are calling you, and then you're running to a baseball game, and then it's so, like, fast paced, and you get all this information to sit and be still and to slow down. and actually maybe kind of ponder like one sentence for several minutes. One little thing of information for several minutes is kind of cool. It's kind of refreshing. So anyway, tell me what you think. If this is a good idea for you, let me know if you actually try it. I would be interested to hear what book you choose to do. Like I said, Isaiah, I really tried to stay away from Isaiah, but I don't know. I just felt like that's the one I needed to do. So it's going to take forever, but it'll be cool once it's done, because probably this whole journal will be of Isaiah, which is neat. All right, I'll talk to you later. Hope everybody's doing well. Bye.